Hello and welcome to FTTR, I am Hugh McQuaid and today we are talking WWE Fastlane 2021. Now, am I excited for Fastlane? Not particularly. There aren't many matches on there that I can get really hyped for because it does just feel like this road bump on the road to WrestleMania. But I'm hoping that some of the matches might over-deliver and that we might just get a good night of in-ring action, because some of this lineup, it's a cracking lineup to be fair, apart from some that are a bit off. But I would say there are a good 4 matches that could be incredible. So we're going to talk about first Riddle versus, is he Mustafa Ali now or is he just Ali? I can't remember. We'll go with Mustafa Ali because I think that rolls off the tongue a bit better. So, Riddle versus Mustafa Ali. This feud has been a bit crap. It's not been great. Riddle is not the same Riddle he was in NXT, which is the good Riddle. He's this, stoner, I guess. Which, it's a bit childish, but he's been having good matches. He had a good match with Shayna a while ago, so I'm hoping this one can deliver. And Mustafa Ali is one of the most underrated talents, and he will definitely tell you that, as he does almost every Monday. So I think Riddle's going to win. I don't think there's any chance that Ali's going to get any sort of victory here, because Retribution just don't win, do they? Ever since they've been brought in, whatever. They've just lost pretty much every opportunity that they have had. So yes, I'm going straight for Riddle on this. Next up we have Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth Rollins. Now this one was announced on Friday, and this one could actually be really good. I can't really think of a time where they've had a singles match before, Nakamura and Rollins. And both are really talented, and Shinsuke Nakamura is on this really cool babyface streak. He's on a really good run after his run in the gauntlet match. However, I think Rollins is going to win because he came back at the Rumble and he just sort of needs to build a bit more momentum. I don't think they're going to use him to just lose to every single person that he faces. So I think they're going to give him a win, maybe by shenanigans. But yes, Seth Rollins is the one for me. Next up we have Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Bianca, Belair and Sasha Banks for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles, not the NXT ones. We definitely needed 2 sets of those belts. So I think this could be interesting, maybe. I think it's just the titles themselves have just been buried into the ground, and they really do mean nothing. They mean absolutely nothing at the moment. However, I think it's going to be a retention for Baszler and Jax, because I don't really see Belair and Sasha going into WrestleMania as the champions and then facing each other. That just seems to add too much to a feud that didn't need this whole tag interaction anyway. But yeah, they don't really need the belts. I think this could, if done well, seed Sasha Banks turning full heel on Belair, because Belair needs to be the babyface in this. She needs to be the babyface. I think that's the way it's going to go, but I can't really say I'm that excited for this match, to be honest. No. This is one of the weaker ones on the card, to be honest. And next up we have, which one should I do next? Let's go with McIntyre versus Sheamus. Now, this was an underwhelming revelation, considering we know that Drew McIntyre was going to face Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. However, should be a cracking match. They've been having some good ones on Raw. I think this is going to be McIntyre winning. That's not really a shock, is it? But I think it's got a no-holds-barred stipulation. It looks like it could be a really fun, brawl, because they had the one that went to a non-finish on Raw the other week. And this one could be a sleeper hit. It could be incredible. It could be a full-on, Thunder Rosa Britt Baker unsanctioned match. It won't be like that. But hopefully it will. Hopefully it will be as good as that. But yes, Drew McIntyre to win. Next up we have Big E versus Apollo Crews. This is probably the hardest match to predict, to be honest, because Big E's on a good streak with the title. Don't know if it's the right time to take it off him, but Apollo Crews has just debuted his new gimmick. That is what makes this one so difficult. you can't really have Apollo Crews lose in his first outing as this new persona. So I think Apollo Crews is going to win. Somehow I think he's going to beat Big E, and I think it'll lead to a multi-man match at WrestleMania, or maybe a Big E Apollo rematch with some sort of stipulation to it. But my choice is Apollo Crews for that one. Next up we have Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton. Right. This could be terrible, but it could also be great. I think it depends what route they go. If they go it's the way of it's basically just an Alexa's Playground segment match, where it's all in the ring, I think that will be a bit shit. Might be a bit crap. However, if they go the cinematic route, I think it could be interesting. But I'm sorry, I'm just not into this feud anymore. I think Alexa's going to win somehow, and The Fiend is going to debut on this show. He's going to come back, maybe with a new look. I don't know how. Maybe he's going to full, xenomorph chest burst out of Randy Orton. That'd be cool. But I don't see any other way of, Randy Orton beating Alexa Bliss. Unless he just straight up RKOs her and pins her and that's it. But might happen, might not. So Alexa Bliss to win that match. And the final match that I have got is Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan. So Edge is the special guest enforcer of this one. And that is what makes this one really interesting. Because Edge could go two different ways. I feel like if he costs Bryan the title, he's going to be a heel. He's probably going to get booed because everyone loves Daniel Bryan. But if he somehow gets involved and makes Roman lose the title, is that the best thing to do when Roman is on the run of his career? I feel like he's going to play a part somehow. I don't know how. So this one's really difficult. Roman is probably going to win, but I don't know how without Edge coming out looking like a dick. Oh, it's an intriguing one. I feel like this one's definitely going to be the main event. So I'm going to go with Roman Reigns. However, I think there is a good possibility that Bryan wins the belt, maybe by Edge spearing Roman. So yes, Roman Reigns to retain the Universal Championship. And those are all the matches that I have for Fastlane. It's a nice 7-match card. It probably won't be that long. There's a big absence it's a big absence in the. Well, it's been a long day. I can't think of what I'm saying. There's a big Braun Strowman sized absence. Because his match with Shane McMahon is not on this list that I have in front of me. So that is a bit weird. But, we'll probably get that at WrestleMania. But other than that, those are my predictions for Fastlane 2021. Let me know what your predictions are down in the comments below. Thank you all ever so much for your support. Please hit subscribe and have a nice day.